Good Erev Pesach. I want to wish you a wonderful Seder, and it should be one of pleasure and enjoyment as well as intellectual connection. The 4 cups are meant to sort of do both, to enhance our intellectual connection and at the same time give us a sense of enjoyment drinking the wine. In fact, if you use wine with no alcohol in it, although most accepted in Jewish law, there's a question, in fact, whether you fulfilled the mitzvah properly. The first cup says that God will take us out. The first cup is parallel to the 4 promises that God made in the beginning of the second Torah portion of Exodus, meaning I will take you out, I will save you, I will redeem you, and I will make you my nation. Why are we being taken out before we're saved? It would seem the first thing is, get the slavery to end, and then the second thing is get us out of there already. The idea of being taken out is that there was a mental exodus that had to occur before we actually left Egypt. That mental exodus was the realization that we were not really just Jewish Egyptians, where the essence of who we are was Egyptian, but we were Egyptian Jews. The essence was Jewish, and just happened to be Egyptian, so to speak, which could be changed. And in fact, that's why this cup goes with Kiddush, because Kiddush talks about that we were chosen amongst all the nations and uplifted amongst all the languages, which implies we're supposed to really have a sense of our difference, not necessarily being better, but the connection to sanctity, which ultimately means the connection to God. That's what really counts. When we have that, then we deserve to be, so to speak, the chosen people. But when we're living below that, we're maybe least chosen amongst all the people. Maybe in the technical sense we still are, but we're missing what really counts. The second language, being saved, refers to being saved from the slavery, and that's associated with the telling of the story, the second cup, which is basically how God saved us and took us out of Egypt. The third cup, being redeemed, is associated with grace after meals, because you can be taken out and saved, but if you don't have any food, well, you might as well still be enslaved. It's worthless. And that's the redemption that God gave us food, the manna, and other things to eat and drink when we were in the desert. And finally, the 4th cup is associated with the Hallel service, where we praise God and say thank you for our relationship with Him. And that's where it goes with the 4th language, I will take you to be my nation. So the bottom line is these cups are not haphazard, even if they're a rabbinic commandment. They are exactly associated, each cup, with what's going on at a certain time, with the language that they're meant to praise. I want you all to drink the cup and enjoy, and maybe even drink the 5th cup, that depending on your custom, of Eliyahu. Bring us to the land. We should get there in peace. Good Yom Tov.